I'm about to tell you now a story that has an address attached to it. You might want to get ready to write it down. Two Bosnian children are celebrating their first Thanksgiving in New Jersey, and at the same time, they're fighting for their lives. 11-year-old Mahir Ohanovic and Jasmine Soljic. He's almost 3. They both have acute leukemia. They've been getting chemotherapy at the Hackensack Medical Center now for the past couple of months. They seem to be getting better, but it's been very tough for both of them. They don't speak a word of English, so they're having a devil of a time communicating. Now, the hospital is treating them for free, but they still need money desperately and emotional support.
The treatment will last approximately 2.5 years. Then they can't just sit in an apartment. They need schooling. They need social life. They need interaction with other children for the normal growth and development, okay? So that at the end of 3 years, it isn't like they've been held in stasis, but where they actually have a life going on.
Now, if you'd like to help these little guys, you can send donations to Bosnian Children. That's the National Children's Leukemia Foundation, 1310 48th Street, Brooklyn, New York. The zip is 11219.
A woman in desperate need of health care is pinning her last hopes on a federal judge. She has leukemia and needs a potentially life-saving bone marrow transplant. She can't afford it. Her insurance company won't pay for it. However, a judge could make it happen. NJ Burkett is live at federal court in Uniondale with that story. NJ?
Greg, her doctors now say that if Sandy Wu does not get her bone marrow transplant in the next 14 days, there is no procedure in modern medicine that can save her life. Tonight, a federal magistrate agreed that this is a matter of life and death. Late this afternoon, Sandy Wu's legal team rushed into federal court. Doctors are convinced now more than ever that time is running out. For Sandy Wu, these are helpless, agonizing hours as she is forced to wait out what may be the last days of her life.
It's difficult to go through this, the waiting, I'm not sure, and then it's waiting, And then my doctor told me I got to do the bone marrow transplant.
Sandy was diagnosed with leukemia in January, a matter of weeks after the birth of her second child. Her only hope is a $200,000 bone marrow transplant, an operation that was abruptly canceled when her insurance company refused to pay for it. Her husband, Jimmy, is an auto mechanic covered by the National Organization of Industrial Trade Unions. The company insists the policy was changed 3 years ago to exclude bone marrow transplants.
This woman is dying. She should be able to be with her babies.
Sandy Wu's attorney insists that if the change was made, nobody bothered telling the Wus.
And that is the myth of health insurance, because this company has changed the provisions without notification. It truly is reprehensible.
Both sides have confirmed just seconds ago that this is indeed a complex settlement involving the hospital, the insurance company, and a number of private donors. We're told the operation will be scheduled immediately. Good news tonight for Sandy Wu. Live tonight, the District Court in Uniondale, Long Island. NJ Burkett, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Battled in court, Sandy Wu waited at home for a decision that could mean life or death.
The bone marrow transplant is my last chance, and they don't pay. They put my life in danger.
Wu had already beaten the odds in finding a donor. Her brother is a perfect match, but the window of opportunity to save her life is closing quickly, according to her lawyers. The transplant must be done within 14 days.
If we go beyond 14 days and she doesn't have this transplant, they cannot perform it because she's outside of the medical protocol. She won't be well enough to have it.
If without this transplant, my wife is going to die very soon. And to my family, is like in the future, I have 2 kids and no mother. It's very important for this coverage and very important to my family.
Now, the terms of the agreement just a few minutes ago released are being kept secret, although one thing is certain: Wu will be getting her transplant, and Jimmy Wu is heading home with life-saving news. As for doctors at North Shore University Hospital, they are standing by. They say they're ready to perform this transplant immediately. Reporting live from Uniondale, I'm Carolyn Gussoff, News 4 New York. Now let's go back to you.
All right, Carolyn, thank you. And as Carolyn indicated, under the settlement, the insurance company will pay for part of the operation, but it won't say exactly how much. Carol?
When last we saw Marlene Alonzo, she was a very sick little girl. Marlene had leukemia, and time and hope were running out. Jennifer McLogan tells us now about the new treatment that turned out to be a lifesaver.
Doctors say it's a miracle that 8-year-old Marlene Alonso's even alive. She has her brother Kelvin to thank for that.
Is taking away from death your child. And now we have hope and faith.
9 months ago, Marlene, suffering from life-threatening leukemia, was running out of time trying to find a compatible bone marrow donor. The medical community from around the nation watched as doctors from Long Island Jewish Medical Center performed a pioneering procedure. At the birth of Marlene's brother, they harvested cells from the blood of the umbilical cord that attached him to Mother Barbara Alonso. Doctors then transplanted these cells into Marlene's cancerous blood. When she came out of a sterile bubble 36 days later, she was free of cancer.
Bien feliz. Very, very happy. Extremely happy.
Doctors say their research tells them this could potentially save any child with high-risk leukemia.
Not a single death, not a single death. The procedure has become so safe that we can, in 5 to 10 years, we can do this procedure as an outpatient procedure.
The blood from the umbilical cord can be frozen and saved for 10 years, and you don't have to be related to have a match. The National Children's Leukemia Foundation says it's ecstatic because the donor pool now has a chance to reach the millions, giving victims and their families unprecedented hope when before there was little.
I lost my son. It's a terrible feeling. I miss him a lot.
Steve Shore and other grieving parents are hoping the brand new procedure will be able to save thousands more children like Marlene Alonso.
I feel happy.
You feel happy? Marlene's the 22nd child to be diagnosed free of cancer following the new treatment. Because of the high success rate, doctors here hope that saving blood from the umbilical cord and placenta at birth and freezing them until needed will become commonplace. From Long Island Jewish Medical Center, Jennifer McLogan, Channel 2 News.
If you have questions about this treatment or anything about childhood leukemia, we have a number for you. Call the National Children's Leukemia Foundation, and their number is 718-853-0510. That's 718-853-0510.